we've got dealing with or not dealing with pollution, global warming, pandemics, and we might even be facing sometime nuclear war. These days, we're looking more and more at the possibility that the world as we know it might no longer be around for our children and our grandchildren. And even if we escape all that, the sun will one day turn into a red giant and swallow up the earth. It's all very depressing, isn't it? And in the words of Jesus that we're looking at here, we see frightening apocalyptic pictures. The sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. That does sound a bit strange, but is that referring to volcanic activity when Krakatoa erupted, the sun turned red, the moon turned blue for quite a long time? Is it referring to the Icelandic volcanoes that, or something like that, that stopped flights going for a long time? And then what we've just been hearing from Stuart goes on. The stars will fall from the sky. Is that referring to incidents like that Siberian meteor that exploded in 1908? I don't know, but it's talking about stuff that could just be very bad. But it's clear from Jesus' words here that at some stage, when our world is in a mess, he is going to be back here in person and things are going to change. And we've got to be ready for it, because it could be tomorrow. Here Jesus is talking to his disciples shortly before his death. They are at the beginning of the in-between time between the first Christmas, the birth of Jesus, Jesus's first coming, and the end of life as we know it, when Jesus comes again, his return, the second coming. This is what we sometimes call the now and the not yet. We're in a place of tension and expectation ourselves, where we are. Jesus has come into the world and the world has already been changed and is being changed as a result, but that complete change is yet to come at the end of time when Jesus comes. And we've got to wait for that. And the time, we've got to wait for that. We are folk who have put our trust in Jesus. We're God's children. But the time when we really reflect that godliness of our Father and really experience his love is not quite there yet, and we've got to be patient for it. We live in a tension, and it's a little bit like the tension that our children, grandchildren, relatives, or even we as a child experienced, that for looking at Christmas. We are here at Christmas, coming up to Christmas rather, in Advent, like we've been talking about. Christmas is coming soon, but it's coming ever so slowly. Not here yet. The tree is up. There are presents under it, presents with our names on them. We may even have found out what they feel like, or whether they rattle when we shake them. They've got our names on them, they're ours. But so far, we haven't been able to experience them fully. checking my notes here. Right. Now, when we look at our passage, the word Jesus uses for us in this not yet is elect, the elect, the chosen ones. He uses it in that space of chapters in this chapter, verses 3 times in this chapter, sorry. And it's, of course, a word we've been hearing rather a lot in the news. President, or Joe Biden, is president-elect of the United States. The voting's done. He's got his majority. He is getting presidential security briefings and so on. He's planning a response to COVID. But until January the 20th, he has to wait for the fullness of the presidential experience. That's where we are. At this moment, we are loved by God, not because of anything we achieved, but because he loved the world so much that he gave his son. And we've chosen to accept that gift. We seek to live for him, but we're operating with limitations. We're learning of the job. We're slow to get things right. We're living with our many weaknesses, but that won't last forever. We are, however, God's elect, God's chosen ones. We're special in God's eyes, loved by him. In this picture that Jesus paints, he also talks about us as his servants, each with their assigned task. We are waiting, but we aren't here to twiddle our thumbs. God's got jobs for us, jobs to do. Each of us have different jobs. They are specific to who we are and what we are. And we're not just waiting, or we aren't waiting for pie in the sky when we die. We are experiencing now purpose as we go here below. What tasks then has God set for us? Big or little, are we doing them? We don't do these because of carrot or stick. We do them because of what we are. We are his. We belong to him. We are, as here, his servants. Servants of the most wonderful master that anyone could have. This is what defines who we are. When we're serving God, we're not earning brownie points. We're not avoiding wrath. We're doing exactly what we individually are designed for. Another concept that appears repeatedly here in Jesus's words is of watching. We are watchers. The words that are mentioned, we've got 6 times this concept is mentioned in our passage. Keep watch, be alert, be on your guard. And these have deeper and wider meanings, each of these words, with the idea of keeping awake, keeping our eyes open. So that's what God is wanting us to do. So now I've lost a note. So, sorry about that. Jesus gives us no permission to take it easy, to go to sleep. We are to be alert to the situation around us. We are to look for opportunities to serve in whatever ways we can, even if they're limited now with COVID and so on. And we're to see what's happening around us and respond in the way that God would want us to. And we're to guard against forgetting who we are. We are someone who is loved by Jesus, someone who belongs to him as his elect, as his servant. We belong to the one who's going to one day transform us at the very end of time and has started this transformation in the here and now. A song that I've come to appreciate very much recently says this: "You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am." That's what defines us. In John's Gospel, John, the writer of the Gospel, describes himself as the one who Jesus loved. And that comes up several times in John's Gospel when he mentions himself. He doesn't mention his own name. He isn't saying, oh, Jesus loved me more than all the others. Not the one who Jesus loved most or more. The one who Jesus loved. I'm not John. The thing that defines me, the thing that means everything to me, is the one who Jesus loved. That is deep down my name. And that's our name too. We are loved by you. So let's become what we are. We are God's elect. We're privileged to be chosen by God. We are his servants, uniquely equipped to do the work that he's given us. And we are watchers, always looking for opportunities with our eyes on the horizon, because we know that Jesus isn't far away. Father, help us to be what we are, to become what we are, and to center on the fact that we are loved by you. Amen.